Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all been doing well. Today I am going to be talking about 5 books I really want to read this May. I know 5 is not a very extraordinary number, but it is a very realistic number for me. I know there's booktubers out there with like 15 books on their TBRs and like monthly TBRs. That just can never be me because I just know that I'm not gonna read them. So I admire those people. I just cannot be them. And so far this year, I've only read 10 books, so I'm quite a bit behind on my reading goal, but I'll get there. Anyway, these are the 5 books I want to read this month. The first book I'll be reading in May is actually one that I should have already read in April, but I never got around to it. Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. I'm reading this for the Read and Color book club hosted by Janani. If you haven't heard about it, I'll link all the information down below. Please do check it out. I am going to be a co-host this month and we are reading Empire of Sand together. There will be a live show about it on May 15th if you want to tune in. Please do. And it's still not too late to start reading this book if you want to, because I am just starting it myself as well. This book is about a girl named Mare who has magic in her blood. Her father is an imperial governor and she's always been protected behind his walls. She is an illegitimate child, but she still has a lot of privilege because of who her father is. The magic she has comes from her mother, who was exiled when Mare was really little, so she doesn't really remember her mother that much. But her mother's people are basically known as nomads and outcasts descended from desert spirits. And these people with magic, are also being hunted down by the emperor. She must do everything in her power to escape the emperor's plan, and should she fail, the gods themselves might awaken and seek vengeance. Sounds really interesting and I am really excited to read it. I have been looking forward to reading this book for months because this live show and this read for this book club was picked out months in advance, so I'm so glad I'm finally reading it. I'm about 50 pages in already and I am really liking it, and I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of it too. Another book I'm really excited to read is Beyond the Black Door. I have also been looking forward to reading this for months. It just sounds so fascinating and I have such high expectations for it that I'm almost kind of scared about it, because I feel like every time I have had high expectations for a book, I was always really disappointed. So I hope that that's not the case for this book. I've just been looking forward to it for so long and I just have so many expectations, and I hope that I love it because I love the premise of it. It sounds so interesting. Our main character, Kamai, and her mother are soul walkers, and they have the power to journey through people's souls while they sleep. And every person's soul looks a bit different, but no matter where Kamai visits, she always sees this black door. It's everywhere, and her mother told her that no matter what, don't open the black door. When she touches this door, she can feel that it's warm and beating like it's alive, and when she puts her ear to it and tries to listen to the other side, she hears her own name whispered back. And when something very tragic happens, she finally succumbs and opens this black door. That's all I know about it from the Goodreads synopsis, but for some reason this book sounds so interesting to me. It's supposed to be a dark fantasy with lots of court intrigue and some romance too. It has lots of twists and turns and a plot that not only endangers Kamai's own soul, but also the entire kingdom. Like I've said 10 times already, I am really excited about this book. It better live up to my expectations or I'm gonna be very distraught by the end of it if it does not live up to my expectations. The next book on my list is The Marvels. I saw it on another booktuber's channel last year. I can't quite remember who it was anymore, but whoever it was, thank you. I will be taking your recommendation and hopefully I really like it too. This story begins in the 1700s with a boy named Billy Marvel. After surviving a shipwreck, he finds work at a London theatre, and there his family flourishes for generations as really successful actors up until the 1900s when Leontes Marvel gets banished from stage. So fast forward in time, nearly a century later, a runaway named Joseph seeks refuge with an uncle in London. There, he comes across Albert Nightingale's strange, beautiful house. I'm not actually sure if Albert Nightingale is his uncle or another character, but his house is filled with mysterious portraits and ghostly presences. And while he's there, Joseph basically sets off on a search for clues about the house, about his family, and his past. It sounds like a very intriguing and mysterious book, so I love that. And the cover is also really beautiful, so I love that too, of course. And I'm really excited about reading it. I don't know how to explain it, but this book gives off a very particular type of vibe, like very magical, whimsical, and I love books like that, so I'm hoping that I'll love this one too, and I think I will actually, so fingers crossed. The next book I'll read is The Ruin of Kings. I have seen this book floating around quite a lot on Twitter and on BookTube, so I'm excited to see what it's all about. Our main character is Kieran, who grew up an orphan, and all of a sudden he is claimed as the long-lost son of a treasonous prince. He soon finds out that being a long-lost prince isn't like what all the storybooks promised. Far from living the dream, he is practically a prisoner and is at the mercy of his new family's power play and ambition. He also discovers that all the fairy tales and storybooks have lied about a lot of other things too, like dragons, demons, gods, prophecies, true love, and about how the hero always wins. Then again, maybe he's not meant to be the hero. Maybe he's not meant to save the empire. He's actually destined to destroy it. Very dramatic, I know. But that's why I am intrigued already. It just sounds like there's gonna be battle, and there's gonna be dragons and prophecies and lost princes. It just, like, the overall premise just sounds like everything I want. Sounds like it would be a really good TV show too. So I'm hoping that this book is everything I hope it is. I have heard lots of good reviews from people I trust, so excited to give this one a shot. Honestly, I love anything fantasy that especially has like gods and prophecies and stuff in it, which is like most fantasy books, but I just love fantasy, so I think I'll really like this book too. I am super excited. I'm super excited. And last but not least, I'll be reading Klara and the Sun. Klara is an artificial friend with outstanding observational qualities. And from her place in the store, she watches everyone who comes into the store and browses, and everyone who passes by the shop too. She remains hopeful that a customer might choose her, but she is also warned not to invest too much in the promises of humans. This book is a commentary on our rapidly changing world and explores a fundamental question: what does it mean to love? Sounds super interesting. It's very different from what I usually read, so I am a little bit skeptical about it, but hopefully I will like it too. It's science fiction, but more of like a, I don't know, like a commentary on the world, and usually those books are kind of a hit and miss for me, so we'll see. High hopes though. Those are all the books that I plan on finishing in May. Please let me know if you have read any of them, if you liked them, if you hated them, whatever the case. And if you're planning to read any of these, I would love to buddy read them or talk to you about them as well. Anyway, my name's Ishi. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I hope your day is as wonderful as you are.